Mr. M-O-M-E-N-T. She prays she never miss a M-O-M-E-N.
I'm Eric Voss, and let's talk about why we are hearing Keith David's voice in the trailer for Spider-Man Brand New Day and how it connects to the mutant saga that this movie is secretly setting up, and that this recent season of Daredevil Born Again is setting up too. If you're picking up the details there, I'm wearing this Who's Who shirt available exclusively at our merch store.
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
With a ton of other great Marvel design.
Before we get too deep into this, bro, deadass, I'm gonna be honest with you. The multiverse saga was kind of fire, but it was also kind of ass. Am I right, or am I reaching a little bit? The multiverse saga doesn't feel... How do I say this? Multiverse saga doesn't feel as connected as everything else has been connected before. It feels like they kind of just named it the Multiverse Saga and kind of just threw shit in there to kind of force a whole new phase. You want a multiverse video? Please. It felt forced. Yeah, bro, like, after Endgame, they wanted to find something else to call it or go or lean towards. And what I'm trying to think of what really initiated it to be called the Multiverse Saga. Is it Quantumania? No, I think it's Loki. It's Loki, bro. Literally, when Loki introduced I forgot what the other lady Loki names was. Whatever her name was. Loki introduced the variants and all that other shit. That's when that shit took off. And then the Jonathan Majors shit went out the window, and they just kept throwing multiverse movies in to fill the gaps, but nothing had continuity. That was literally my only problem with the multiverse saga, bro. Like, the multiverse isn't ass itself, but it's the shit they put into this saga that made it ass. None of it has continuity. I think the multiverse saga as a whole could have worked so much better had it not been nostalgia based. Yes. Yes. One, if it wasn't nostalgia based. Two, also if Multiverse of Madness wasn't named fucking Multiverse of Madness and we didn't go through multiple fucking multiverses and it didn't have no madness to it. That title alone was fucking clickbait. It was bullshit. You titled it Multiverse of Madness and we went to one fucking universe and that was it. What are we doing? What are we fucking doing? Granted, I don't hate that movie. That movie's really... I genuinely think that movie is good. But we haven't seen America Chavez since. We haven't seen Shang-Chi since. Kang is clearly fucking Cruz. We ain't seen them Ant-Man niggas since. You know what I mean? Like, and then... Once they start realizing they can use old niggas and they got the rights to Fox, they just started, in Sony, and they just started filling this shit with fucking nostalgia characters instead of recasting shit from niggas' other universes, and they let the same nigga play they let the same niggas play variants. That shit's ass, yo. That shit's ass. Just get some fucking new niggas, bro. Please. Please. Bring some new niggas, man. God, let another nigga try to take a stab at a character, bro. It might be fucking fire, bro. I think it would have been cooler if they had showed us alternate actors playing versions of characters we're familiar with instead of bringing back the old characters. For example, bringing Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider or maybe Evans as Evil Cap. Like, I mean, literally. I don't know, bro. I feel like the Multiverse Saga it has such a cool name to it, but they just didn't. It just didn't end up being what it was supposed to be, bro. Granted, we did get some fire movies out of it. Like, they released the Eternals in the Multiverse Saga. What the fuck does the Eternals have to do with the multiverse? And we still haven't gotten them since. Haven't gotten them since, bro.
And all that goes directly to supporting what we do here at New Rockstars. In the Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer that dropped earlier this month, one of the most scrutinized sections comes from this voiceover that we hear late in the trailer.
Spiders have 3 life cycles.
Movie was gas, bro. Fire.
Can leave the spider vulnerable to threats. And for those spiders who make it through, it amounts to a kind of rebirth.
This sounds sounds very much like the voice of Keith David, legendary actor of screen and voiceover, known for roles in The Thing, Armageddon, Nope, and the voice of President Andrew Curtis in Rick and Morty, the Flame King in Adventure Time, and countless other roles. In other videos, I also included the possibility that it could be Marvin Jones III, who is confirmed to be playing Tombstone in Brand New Day, but I think everyone else is right, and that these lines
He's
are
such a fire
indeed
actor,
from
bro.
Keith David. The closed captioning on the trailer YouTube upload calls this voice narrator, and most are speculating that this could be a narrator of a nature documentary. When asked on Twitter X if this was his voice, Keith David responded in a few different ways. A chin scratch emoji, in another tweet refuting that he and Lawrence Fishburne sound anything alike, and in another where someone just said his name responding, yes. Now, none of these are outright confirmations nor denials, but based on how protective he was of Lawrence Fishburne, my thinking is that if Keith David saw people crediting him for the work of another performer like Marvin Jones III, Keith David would have graciously said it's definitely not him and left the conversation. So yeah, based on his responses, I feel like this is him. I also feel that you don't cast an actor like Keith David with a resume like he has as a mere nature documentarian, especially a nature documentarian who is spouting statements about spiders that are not grounded in science. Now, for what I'm about to say about spiders, don't worry, we're not going to be showing any stock images or B-roll of real-world spiders. I actually should have included a trigger warning for arachnophobes in our
yeah,
trailer break.
genuinely, they're just giving it away.
I don't care about the other Reddit comments or TikToks or YouTube videos or Twitter replies that affirmed what this trailer said. No, spiders do not have 3 life cycles. They hatch out of eggs as spiderlings, and then they molt and molt as they get bigger into their adult forms. But what I just described are not distinct stages like the ones insects go through. Those stages being larva, pupa, and adult. Also, no biologically trained nature documentarian would call it 3 life cycles. Cycles is a weird word because one cycle would refer to the full process that we're talking about.
Facts, bro. I forgot. He sure did.
One cycle. It'd be like saying within the groundwater cycle.
First fucking trailer, bro.
One cycle. Condensation is one cycle. Precipitation is one cycle. No, those are not cycles. They are all stages of one cycle. And I know I am obsessing over this, but this leads me to conclude that this narrator must be someone who's speaking in a more science fictional way. Maybe using the term spiders to refer not to spiders, but rather to Peter Parker's mutated body, and maybe even to his variants. And maybe even using the word cycles, this is a guy who has gone beyond science to think about how each of those stages is.
Okay, speaking of, he said variants and something came into my head, bro. Speaking of variants, you know how crazy it is that they keep using the same actors for the same characters? But literally, there's 3 different actors for fucking Spider-Man. So, where's the issue with getting new niggas to play different characters as variants? And making them niggas canon? Does that make sense? There's no issue with Toby and Andrew. But they could have had Tom Holland just do all the same fucking characters again if they wanted, but there's no problem with, because it's obviously fucking nostalgia. But you know what I mean? Like, we're cool with that 3 different actors being Spider-Man, but when it comes to fucking Hugh Jackman or some other or Magneto and Professor X, we need the niggas from the fucking in their 80s to play the same character. Some characters are not replaceable. Yeah, I get it though, but it's like to some point, bro, you have to move on. You feel me? Same with Black Panther, and I love Chadwick Boseman so fucking much, bro. I do. I love Chadwick to the fucking moon and back, bro. He's such an amazing actor. He's my top 3 favorite actors of all time, bro. Genuinely, this nigga's amazing. But at some point, we need Black Panther back into the fucking continuity of the fucking universe. You already named this nigga's son T'Challa. Just go ahead and find a new actor and put him in the fucking movies. Please. What do you mean? No. They're gonna have to make a new actor regardless, bro. We need me. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Stop it. We need a new actor, bro. Genuinely. Black Panther is too cool of a fucking character to keep wrapped up behind not casting another person to take the mantle of his son. Just say, literally how they said this movie is 5 or 4 years into the fucking future. It's been 4 years since the No Way Home shit. Just do the same shit with his son. Have him be younger. Or do some like time dilation shit. I don't know, bro. Make him older. We don't have Black Panther, bro. This shit's ass. It's just like, obviously in the moment I was like, yeah, don't recast him, bro. That's fucked up. But it's just like, bro, at this point, I want to see Black Panther again. Genuinely. He's too cool of a character to not have. Obviously, whoever plays him is not going to play him as well as fucking Chadwick did. But you never know. Nigga could be fucking gas, bro.
Is in fact their own weird cycle. Now, one detail that I missed in my trailer breakdown that many are pointing to as a possible clue comes right here in this shot at the party. The keg on the countertop is labeled Green Jackal Beer. Green Jackal is not a brewer that exists in the real world. So while you can see some Heinekens on the countertop there, those are product placements. This is something else specific, and it has led some to believe that we might see the Jackal in this movie, a green character in the comics.
No way.
Dr. Miles Warren. Miles Warren is a professor at Empire State University who is obsessed with, well, a few things, Gwen Stacy, and with genetic engineering and cloning that plays a major role in what would become the Clone Saga. When Spider-Man Brand New Day first announced its title about a year ago, in my video covering that, I mentioned Dr. Miles Warren, explaining how in the 2011 Spider Island storyline, Jackal, Miles Warren, whom Peter faced in the Clone Saga events, creates a viral serum that gives hundreds of people around New York Spider-Man-like powers. This includes Peter's girlfriend coming out of the Brand New Day era, Carly Cooper. The Jackal orchestrated this with Spider-Queen, Adriana Ana Soria, who transforms into a giant spider. The story involves Venom, Flash Thompson, Anti-Venom, Eddie Brock,
Yeah,
Reed
they
Richards,
just,
Doc
I don't know.
Ock, Mary Jane, and
They
Spider
just be
Clone
doing shit, bro.
Kane. And this sets up the Spider Island to return as a location in Secret Wars Warzone storyline, a 5-issue 2016 series that explores parts of Battleworld. In the Spider Island of Battleworld, the Spider-Queen was victorious from the 2011 Spider Island storyline, resulting in a Spider-Hulk, and a Spider Captain America, and a Spider Captain Marvel, and the plague having spread to everyone in New York. And we find our way into the story through the eyes of Agent Venom as he teams up with Vision and Jessica Drew's Spider-Woman. It's one of many crazy settings in Battleworld, but I bring it up as one example of how we could get a version of New York City that's still contained within the broader continent of Battleworld. Now, yes, all of this sounds pretty far removed from the street-level story Spider-Man Brand New Day is claiming to be, but you know, there's enough weird shit going on in this trailer that I don't blame anybody for speculating this deep into the lore currently. We also have to remember that Sony is producing this film, and according to Deadline's senior film reporter, Marvel Studios head Kevin Feige has left it to Sony to oversee Brand New Day while he focuses on Avengers Doomsday. And where did Sony leave their Spider-Verse with their most recent release, Kraven the Hunter? Well, Miles Warren did actually get name dropped in the Kraven movie, first as the source of the treatment that made Alexei the Rhino.
I found someone.
Wait. So, Sony's completely in charge of this shit? Even though it's still set with the MCU shit, Sony's in charge of this whole shit? Boy, that kind of, if that's true, that makes me scared, bro. Maybe I just didn't intake the information properly.
In New York,
Because Kevin Feige's focusing on Avengers, bro.
biochemist, Professor Miles Warren. He was developing a procedure to increase strength. I signed up on the spot.
And it was implied that Miles Warren was the same doctor who turned Sergei's brother Dmitri into the chameleon shapeshifter form that he takes in the final scene in London.
I found a doctor in New York. A little unorthodox, I must admit. But he really helped me. I mean,
Like overseen? Like Sony approved, like oversees and watches what they're doing with the character. But they're not the ones writing the shit, obviously, because it's through the Marvel Universe. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. A part of me wants Sony to just give up the fucking rights, bro, and just let Marvel cook with this nigga, bro. I want that to happen so bad. But bro, this nigga brings in so much fucking money. They're never going to let that nigga go, bro. He's never getting released from the shackles, bro. Oh my god. And I also gotta thank Sony at the same time, bro, because they gave us Toby and Andrew, bro. And they gave us Spider-Verse, so I can't hate that much. But I can. Because they like doing shit like Kraven the fucking Hunter. And Madam Web, they like doing dumb shit, bro. I know we're in good hands, bro. This movie looks so fucking good, and it's still within the MCU, so I can't hate too much, bro. But man, bro, they hold this nigga back so fucking much. It's been 5 years since we saw a Spider-Man movie, which is fucking insane. Yeah. Sony, they know how to make a Spider-Man movie if he's in the fucking movie. But if it's outside of that, nigga, the rest is trash. The rest of it's fucking trash, bro. We was gonna get a movie called El Muerto starring Bad Bunny. He's a wrestler, like in the three. Oh man, what? Why? I mean, it could have been interesting, but why?
Changed me.
The events of Craven take place in its own universe, its own strange universe. But Sony does have a track record of signaling interest in characters in some of their movies and then finally bringing them to life with MCU versions in these Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. For example, Michael Keaton's Vulture in 2017 Spider-Man Homecoming originally came from character designs and character developments from the scrapped 2011 Sam Raimi fourth Spider-Man movie, when the Vulture would be played by John...
Fuck! Fuck, man. God, Spider-Man 4 was gonna be so fucking peak, man. Fuck. That's such bullshit, bro. I can't believe that shit got scrapped, man.
Malkovich in a similar techie Vulture suit.
Today's video is sponsored by Saley.
Shout out to you, bro.
Put out each like and the code.
University in New York City, where Dr. Bruce Banner is a professor. Could another professor from that university, maybe a
I did
former
see that.
professor
I
who's
saw it a couple days
described in
ago, bro.
lectures Peter watches in recordings, be
That shit
Keith
still
David
pisses
as
me
Dr.
off.
Miles Warren. Play the clip again.
Spiders have 3 life cycles. When between cycles, it can leave the spider vulnerable to threats.
If these facts about spiders were not grounded in science and maybe even rejected by the scientific community at Empire State University, that could explain why they seem to be wrong and are still part of the movie and in the trailer. Peter could be researching some fringe science that could explain why he is mutating, and when he goes to Bruce Banner, it's a second opinion based in gamma radiation and subatomic particles and DNA.
If DNA is mutating, it would be enormously dangerous.
This is the line I focused on as the biggest clue that Spider-Man Brand New Day will lay the seeds for the mutant saga. Yes, we can look at the captured character we can assume is Sadie Sink and speculate that she's playing Jean Grey based on her power set of possessing the bodies of others, but this moment shows Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner saying the M word. And whether it's mutant or mutate, MCU movies used to be legally prohibited from using any derivation of the word mutation. And in fact, maybe the 3 life cycles being referred to by Keith David's narrator,
Because fucking Fox and Sony like gatekeeping special fucking words from niggas, bro. That shit is so whack. Like, y'all locked my niggas from the fucking X-Men Fox universes in a contract for fucking decades so niggas can't use them? That's ass. Why? Y'all not doing shit with it anyway.
voice referred to a DNA replication cycle, because I
A
think
Ned
the
spin-off
idea
is
that this
crazy.
movie will establish is that due to certain amounts of radiation that have affected everybody in the MCU in various amounts, some folks by direct Infinity Stone exposure, some folks by gamma radiation in a laboratory setting like with Bruce Banner, some folks by a series of snaps of all the Infinity Stones, one of which was released by Bruce Banner himself, who called it gamma radiation, and in one case, someone getting bitten by a radioactive spider. Among all of that exposed population is 0.5% of humans who were born with a dormant X gene, and when that radiation hit them, that X gene began to activate in their DNA, and that DNA began to replicate in a replication cycle to respond to an evolutionary imperative to make those mutants better fit to survive.
I
in an
forgot she
environment
was even in the
impacted by
MCU,
another
bro.
side effect of that gamma radiation, incursions. I think honestly this is the most scientifically straightforward way to link the events of Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars to the mutant saga that will follow. Last week, as part of a series of announcements Disney made to their investors, they confirmed 3 Marvel Studios release dates after Avengers Secret Wars: July 28th, 2028, May 4th, 2029, July 13th, 2029. I think one of those must be the Marvel Studios X-Men film that Thunderbolts director Jake Schreier is moving forward with.
2028 and 29, bro. What? 3 years is nuts.
From the screenplay by Michael Leslie and Kazra Farahani as production designer. Another one of those films must be Ryan Coogler's Black Panther 3. And for the third film,
I need
maybe
it!
a sequel to Fantastic Four First Steps that deals with the mutant saga in its own way, perhaps centered around
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna be done pausing. The video's almost over. I want to know why it takes so fucking long to get a nigga a sequel. I get y'all gotta worry about a whole bunch of other stories and shit and characters. Why the fuck does it take 3+ years to get a nigga a sequel, my nigga? Why? What did it take? It took like what 4 years for Black Panther 2. Now it's gonna take like another fucking 5 or 4.
And Sue's
Fuck.
mutant son Franklin Richards. Sorry for any fans of Blade. I just think
Oh
that
my
movie was
God.
soft canceled and is gonna get repackaged with the Ghost Rider movie or Midnight
GG's
Suns.
on Blade,
Who knows
bro.
when? But I don't think we're gonna.
We're never
have to
getting
wait
Blade.
that long for mutant stories because Disney Plus announced that they are moving forward with the second season of Wonder Man. And the first season pretty much confirmed that Simon Williams is a mutant by implying that he was mysteriously born with his powers. And currently on Daredevil Born Again season 2, we just learned in the season premiere that CIA Director Val, last seen in Thunderbolts, has sanctioned Mayor Fisk's use of the Red Hook Freeport in New York City without state-level oversight so that the
that was another
CIA
thing.
and Val's shady Ox Group
But-
can ship in weaponry
Yeah,
off the
I get
books
it.
from overseas. My theory is that Val
But
wants to
3 or
use
4
Fisk's
years,
legal
bro.
precedent of ignoring civil liberties and caging enhanced persons so that Marvel can make her a key human villain during Marvel's mutant saga and recur as a corrupt government leader both
Why
in
can't we get
MCU
Blade,
films
bro?
and in Marvel Disney Plus series. So that's how I think this all connects. Why I think it is Keith David's voice and why he
But
seems
Blade
to be
was
worried
announced,
about spiders and
what,
how
in
this leads to
2021?
the mutant saga.
My
Comment
God.
down below with your thoughts on all of this, and a special thanks to one of our YouTube members, Jeremy Dunham, for supporting us at the executive producer level. You can get all of our exclusive benefits
Marvel
by hitting the
tripping?
link in the description or
Sure
going to
is.
NR Underground.
2019? That's
Big
worse.
thanks to Studio Tech Brian Kim,
God
NEWROCKSTARS, and
damn.
Mr. M-O-M-E-N-T. She prays she never miss a M-O-M-E-N-T.